Welcome back, guys, to another Dragon Ball Legends video. Today we're going to be going ahead and reacting to the newly revealed character for Dragon Ball Legends. This character, I have been spoiled a little bit, is going to be the adult Daima Super Saiyan 4 Goku. We are definitely going to be summoning for this guy. If you guys remember in the last, I think it was the Cell video, I said that we were going to be saving until anniversary unless this guy specifically dropped. If you guys don't know, by the obvious indications, we are a very big Super Saiyan 4 fan. And this guy is extremely sick. So let's go ahead and take a look at him and see what he looks like. Hopefully they cooked with the animations. We'll see if I have to go ahead and mute the video in case there is copyright, which there probably will be. I don't doubt it. A new adventure unfolds in the Demon Realm. Oh, base? Oh no, I think they're just revisiting the animations from the other characters. Yeah, they are. Okay. I don't think he's a transformation Super Saiyan 4. I'm pretty sure he's just raw Super Saiyan 4. Okay. Running through all the Daima characters, building up. Don't have to mute the video so far, which is good. Surprisingly, I don't remember if I actually pulled this guy. Don't believe I did. And then this is obviously going to be the banner unit coming out with Mr. Forku. And we got LF Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta. They did cook with him, so in terms of animations at least. In terms of animations, they did cook with him, so here we go. Oh, that OST switch. Oh, shit. Let him cook. Oh, yeah, dude. That's what it's all about right there. Alright, here's his blue card. Not too crazy. He does look a little chunkier than every other Goku that we've seen, so that's pretty cool. Okay. Nice. Oh my god. Oh! Oh shit! That's pretty fire. That is pretty fire. Alright. That is going to be his alternate art. Pretty fire stuff right there. Let's go ahead and take a look at what his kit is. Now, I have scoured Twitter a little bit before I did go ahead and react to this. So I did see a lot of people saying he's number one. I say he's saying he's power creep. So let's go ahead and see how true that really is with this guy. Alright, Super Saiyan 4 Goku, his Z ability is Sun Family Saiyan, and max health for Daima characters, really good actually, that's insane. And he only needs to be 6-star for the max health to Daima, that's fucking nasty. Nasty buff at 6 stars. And then he's also giving 30% to strike, attack, and defense. Pretty solid stuff right there. Definitely a nice change of pace from the fusion characters that were released during Annie that needed, I believe, 14 stars to give the HP. And at 6 stars, they did not give it. So this guy's giving it at 6 stars, and it's only a 1% buff at 14. That's absolutely huge. You get this guy red 2, and you're pretty much set. If you get him even 7, you're pretty much good. So that's always nice. Strike card, it has Blast Armor on it. And he has a built-in strike card that boosts damage inflicted and restores health. So he has 2 separate ones, one for damage inflicted and one for health. His blast attack has +5 key on activation, which is essentially just -5 key on blast cards. His blue card has massive impact damage, nullifies blast arts when charging forward. If you guys don't know, the nullify is a different thing than the breaking cards. Nullify can go through things such as blast armor break and all that stuff, whereas if you're blast armoring, it'll get broken. So if his unique gauge is full, so he's a unique gauge unit, that is pretty standard. He resets his own unique gauge to 0 and applies the following effects on activation. Restores Vanishing Gauge by 70%, 80% to special move, and type neutral for 3 counts. If it's not full, he only gets 40% damage inflicted. That's a pretty solid blue card, especially with the gauge up. And I mean, getting Vanish back for activation, that's the big thing about this blue card specifically, is that it's giving it to him on activation. Most blue cards like this are on hit, so that's really, really good that he does have that. And that is a massive chunk of damage too, 80% and type neutral while getting the Vanish back. Even without, I mean, 40% isn't bad, but this is like definitely the one you're going to be going for usually. Now, his green card on activation is giving him a new card, health and key, unique gauge, damage inflicted, locking them in for 3 counts, but they can sub count out of it. And they do also get the comboable arts there. Pretty standard green card, nothing too crazy there. The main thing to notice is that it's not gauge restricted. Everything he gets here is for free. So that is another reason to prioritize the blue card. His ultimate, however, might have something gauge restricted. Let's see. Deals supreme impact damage. On activation, he gets 50% ultimate damage permanently. This could be insane if he gets multiple ultimates, but it's still good that he has it as cannot be cancelled, so that buff cancelers can't just get rid of his damage. He does have nullified endurance for 3 counts, and he also gets type neutral on it, and he's canceling enemy attribute upgrades and buff effects. All very good buffs right there. Again, no gauge restricted stuff here, so his gauge only matters for his blue card pretty much. So that's interesting. His main ability is going to give him the True Divine Dragon Strike as his ultimate card. Give him 30% of his health, key plus 50, 100% vanish gauge, 40% strike damage, 60% key recovery. However, those are both cancelable buffs, and he's getting rid of all attribute downgrades and abnormal conditions on himself. Again, pretty standard main. I think the biggest thing about this main is just going to be the 100% vanish gauge. That's something to keep in mind when you're fighting him. Everything else is kind of just standard, like not too crazy to remember. Now, first unique ability. Jesus Christ. He's getting 280% damage inflicted out of the gate. He's getting 70% cut, 20% reduction to impact, explode, and pierce damage, 40% key recovery, card draw speed, -5 to own arts cost, 50% to his unique gauge rates, nullifies type neutral damage. He is type, basically you have no type advantage against him for 90 timer count, and for himself and Daima allied characters, he has -1 sub count for the whole game. Until potentially he dies, probably. That's probably when it will go away. But that's pretty crazy. The following effects occur when he enters the battlefield. He gets 1 new card if you have 3 or less. He restores his ult by 15% and key by 30. He gets cover null, standard, pretty good. And he reduces Dragon Balls by 1 up to 3 times. Seals all main abilities for 5 timer counts. And inflicts them with -15% strike, blast, special move, ultimate, and awakened power. This is absolutely an insane defensive thing, because not only does he have 70% cut, 20% reduction, he's also giving you the debuff. We haven't had a unit that does like all 3 of those to this extent in a while. So this guy should look very good defensively, especially also type neutral defense for 90 counts. He's going to be extremely hard to kill. That honestly, with this kit, they could have made him like purple in the MV meta and he would have been fine. He would have been cooking even. Like he looks like he's going to be extremely hard to kill. And if there's 2 or more, okay, if there are 2 defeated battle members, he will randomly draw the ultimate, which is what we were talking about earlier. He gets multiple ultimates. So if he's LMS, he gets another ultimate. He gets 50% health back. He gets a level 2 card draw speed permanently. And he gets a buff effect, nullify enemies, destroy cards for 10 timer counts. And he has permanent type neutral. And he reduces enemy vanish gauge to 0. And he gives them no switching. Busted. That is insanely busted. If you're LMS, you're essentially getting a free priority. If they don't have rush, you can press strike card, you can press blast card, you can press ultimate, you can press blue card, and they can't destroy your cards, they can't do anything. So that's absolutely an insane LMS ability to have. One of probably the best LMS ability that anybody has ever gotten in the game. This is like Turles' revive gauge, but like worse because he's getting the free ultimate on top of it, and then he has like lasting buffs as well. But it's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. And when I hit with because the thing with Turles' gauge that made it like kind of balanced was he didn't like lock you in for too long. This guy's locking you in for 10 timer counts. That's insane. The following sticker, when hit with an enemy's attack while this character is on the battlefield, he shortens out his sub count by 1 up to 4 times, but that resets every time he switches. Absolutely insane, because that'll pair with the other one, so he's giving basically -5 sub count. Seals an enemy card slot up to 1 slot simultaneously. Also pretty nutty. The sealed card can't be used for 10 timer counts, and he gives them he's just so insanely annoying defensively, man. His defensive mechanics look so annoying. The following sticker occurs when an ally is hit with an enemy's art attack while this character is on the standby. He cancels enemy buff effects once, inflicts all enemies with the attribute dagger -1 card draw speed for 3 timer counts every single time, and his activation counts reset when he enters the battlefield. Again, insanely annoying. Insanely annoying. Because this is happening on standby. Every single time you hit his teammate, he's making you have -1 card draw speed. Seals enemy special move arts when an enemy activates an auto counter or evade action while this character is on the battlefield. The sealed arts card cannot be used for 5 timer counts. Twice. But that one does not reset. So that's pretty good as well. They can't, like, this is against like MV. If auto counters, you can't use blue card. Same thing with G4 and stuff. So that's the main thing with this. Now let's take a look at his cover change. Knocks the enemy back to long range if a cover change is performed against their strike or blast arts card 3 times, activates during assist. Cover changes performed against attacks other than strike or blast are also counted as activations. Nullified activations are not counted. Combos into blue card, pretty good. The following occur to allies when an ally is inflicted with no switching while this character is not defeated. Activates once. He restores health by 10% and Daima health by 15%. Not bad. 25% heal is pretty good. But it does require you to have hit with no switching, which I think is going to be pretty common now with this guy releasing, because this guy does look pretty insane. Every 30 seconds from battle start, he gets 10% special move, -5 special move cost, 10% crit rate, and 25% to his unique gauge rate. Pretty nuts. He already has 50% base, so he's getting another 25% on top of that. He's getting an infinite stacking crit, infinite stacking blue card. And his blue card is just going to be spamming out the, like, gauge blue card because he's getting so much more gauge. Especially, like, if he's LMS, man. At LMS, this guy just looks absolutely busted. Like, the best unit in the game at LMS for sure. But even before then, like, he might just be the best unit in the game. Slightly charges own unique gauge every time this character uses an arts card while they're on the battlefield. Applies the following effect itself when his unique gauge is full. He draws a blue card once. Activation counts reset after character switch. Insane. He's getting a spoon-fed blue card every single time he fills his gauge. He restores health by 20% and ki by 50. Cancels attribute tokens and abnormal conditions. Resets on unique gauge to 0 and applies the following stuff if this character uses a strike or blast when his unique gauge is full. He randomly draws the most 2 new cards when you have 3 or less. Restores ki by 40. 30% damage. Cover null and nullify card destroy effects. And the following effects occur on receiving an attack that reduces own health to 0 if there are 2 tagged Daima characters other than this character in this party. He gets the applies effect cannot be defeated to self. Cannot be cancelled, applies until enemy combos finish. So that's the indestructible that Bardku has. So that only activates if you're running him on a full Daima team. He cancels own attribute downgrades under normal conditions. Nullifies own attribute downgrades under normal conditions for 10 timer counts. Destroys all your enemy's cards and restores 50% of his health. Wow, thank God that they restricted that to Daima. If he had this just in his base kit for no restriction, undisputed #1. Which, honestly, he still might be. Even on a Daima team, like, he still looks insane, man. I think the rumors are pretty true. He does look like the new #1 contender. I did not see what his color is. His color is blue. Yeah, no, he's #1. Yeah, 100%. He's pretty #1 material. We will be summoning for this untapped Primal power later tonight because he is exactly what we were waiting for. And with that being said, I'll see you guys later tonight. It's Kaizer, signing out.